right, so I just finished creating this card out of some scraps. I figured I would go ahead and share kind of that process again with just using some of your scraps. So I pulled out my container of scraps. I actually keep, I trimmed down my scraps and I keep them into separate compartments using the storage cards. And we actually have a video on this, but for the most part, I pulled out my scraps, a paper that I have, and I'm just gonna find one that kind of I wanna play with, right? Oh, those are fun, bright colors. Something, you know, happy, it's birthday. So I love that about paper though. If you want it to be a little bit more elegant and sophisticated, go with, you know, different colors. Maybe something, oh, that would actually be really pretty. This assortment of colors, right? Something very elegant, and it would completely change the feel just depending on what paper you use. All right, I'm not gonna overthink it though. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this paper that I just pulled out. So I have my birthday kit designer template. I have a basic white cardstock just because I am using scraps, so very limited. So I need that base still. So I'm gonna still take an 8.5 by 11, cut it in half to 5.5, and then fold it in half to create a basic card base. So let me pull out these scraps. There's definitely no way we're going to use all these, or if we did, we'd create like, I don't even know, 10, 15 cards out of just these scraps, most likely. And I always just take a look to see kind of like what sizings I have, and keep that in mind. You know, if you want a sentiment, in this case, like a birthday sentiment, either you'd have to pull out some stamps or, oh, there's happy in my scraps. We could work on that, work that in somehow. So really pulling on your scraps. Oh, and happy day, happy birthday. Well, I didn't plan on that, so we will put that to the side for a moment and see if we want to use stamps or just use what we have there. So I'm going to cut a base out. Let me actually design and see what kind of look. So many different looks I could go with. I could go with the cupcake again. I could go with, you know, just having a cupcake centered in this middle is super cute. Now, if you want to maybe even design something with the designer templates, but maybe pull in another border, like a tiny border, that could be really cute. Let me grab one. So we could go with more of a traditional border, right? Something like this. And you have a really cute card. So you can mix and match, of course, this set with other sets and have a lot of fun with them. There's also, this could be really fun with the bright yellows in the mix. I'm trying to think if we can use the banner. I'd have to cut them out really fast to see how that might look. Let me do that really fast. All right, so I went ahead and cut those out, added a little pop-up on the back of them, just so that I can easily move them around. I was thinking I could do happy and then pull out some stamps and put birthday here. I'm gonna try switching this vertical. Either way, you can see it's really fun to play with the designer templates as you create them and just kind of knock down some of those barriers of, you know, staring at an empty card and or not sure how to get inspired. I find that the designer templates bring a lot of inspiration, and, you know, just the scraps alone, you know, kind of working within those frameworks kind of pushes a specific design to the forefront, just like I'm trying to now figure out how to work these in. And sometimes it doesn't work, you know, so you'll probably be like, oh, this doesn't quite work from what I was wanting to accomplish. Oh, that's kind of cute. Trying to think if the chevron really works now or if I just do a basic background. Probably. So again, you can be so inspired by your scraps of paper as you play to create with them and with the birthday kit. And if you want to pull in some other designer templates, they play pretty friendly with all of the variety of designer templates we have. So just have fun and play to create your way to that finished creation. So, all right, I will finish this up and then I will share my finished cards that I created with using my scraps and the birthday kit. Okay, just for fun, I went ahead and pulled out these scraps. I love the color palette. It caught my attention and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do one more. That is the fun of pulling out your scraps. Okay, so always when working with scraps though, you do again have to kind of take in consideration what sizes of paper that you have. So taking a look at the birthday designer template set that I want to use, if I want to design something with number 6, I could try doing like a half of it, or I have to use this pattern because that's the only big enough one that I currently have in this assortment. I can go search and, you know, look and all the above, but that's just a little bit more effort. Looks like I actually had a border cut out too on that one. So let me play to create for a moment as we discover inspiration, overcome, you know, concern or block. That could be cute actually. And just a simple little hat could be super cute. Well, there we go. That can do together fast. So then it's a matter of what papers to cut what out of. I love this flower pattern, so I think I'm going to use that, pull that in. Just love the combination of colors, and it'll give us a good foundation of color palettes to pull from for the other layers. So let's go ahead and cut that out. Then as far as, so again, that background piece, unless I do a 2-piece of it. So for example, I'm gonna cut a top piece, tuck it in, and then piece it with a bottom piece. So again, really basically scrapping together your card on those. So let's go ahead and cut those pieces out. And the next one. All right, so now let's see what that looks like. If I just put it back, kind of like a piece together element there. That works, and we'll cut our hat out. Okay, I need to fix that just a little bit. Let me ink those edges. That will make a difference as well to the vibe, which is why I like to ink kind of when I go along, because it helps kind of, I don't know, comfort some of those insecurities that we might be, you know, not sure about or questioning our design. So a lot of times those inking really softens the edges or blends it or settles it, grounds it, gives it a nice grounding look. See how that just shifted all of a sudden? And then I can move on as I continue to play to create this card, knowing little things like that, that we can overcome as we play to create. All right. So super cute. And we'll make sure that's aligned as we adhere that down. And then it's really just a simple hat. We could put like happy birthday here, or no sentiment, no stamp, no sentiment. You don't need it every time if the vibe is there. So I'm looking at my scraps. I do have this cute. I think that might clash with pattern, the pattern on pattern, which is pretty much all I have left. Or a little bit of polka dot, which I could for sure probably, oh, that could be cute. I could cut that out. No, next card, next card, next card. Okay, so I'm gonna use this scrap of paper to trace out my hat. Like so. And again, just kind of slow down your tracings. I think I mentioned this before, but I have really, I think my mechanical is coming out. Anyways, mechanical really is nice with these smaller designs. It helps to get really nice and close to those trace lines. And then I'll go ahead and trim that out. And when I cut the birthday hat out at the top, I just kind of go around these edges and I'll come back and do a clipping cutting technique. Just go to a clipping versus consistent flow cutting like this. So with this, you can just kind of glide it through your scissors on the bottom half of this design. There we go. And then when I get to the top, anytime I see kind of straight cuts, I just go straight into more of a clipping technique on those. Okay. And then try to get those clips away. And looks like I got a little excited there. So I'm gonna cover the top, and that's what's fun about these little hats, is that, well, this one, it has stencil designs in it, so you can add more depth to it. So I'm gonna put that to the side for a moment. If we wanna cut out like green to go at the top to let that pop, we can just trace that on top. And cut that out and then layer it on top. It'll look like a little layered pom-pom, or, you know, at the top of the hat. Give it a little bit of contrast and color as well. And I just kind of glide that through, snipping. There we go. Now, when you ink these little guys though, you kind of need to use your finger as a base to ink on top of. And so I just add a little ink, but they could be fragile, so you need to kind of keep it inked there, or have something to ink on top of, right? Because otherwise it could bend and break. I'm trying to look for some pop-up, so I'm gonna do a little bit of pop-up there, because it's probably a good place to add a little extra depth. And then I could also add something to the rim of the hat, or again, the stencils in these are really fun as well. You can add different patterns. I'm trying to think if I want to maybe take, whoops, the triangle and add that as a pattern. You know what, let me see what this hat, because I kind of like the look of just having a clean hat as well. Oh, I think we need to add a little down here though. Okay, let me adhere this down so you can see where we're at. And then same thing with our bottom piece. Kind of that middle part will be hidden, so I'm just going to kind of align that. And then we'll hide that middle part. With the border to take advantage of our scraps. and add a little to the edge. Cute. So cute. All right. I think I'm gonna add a little bit to the bottom of the hat. So I'm gonna take this, trace out just the bottom this time. Not all the stripes, but just the bottom. But it is fun. You can create multiple different designs of hats using the exact same designer template. So kind of trim that out. Follow that line. And then a little ink again will really help smooth these out. I've have complete confidence in the inking. It will really help smooth it out and give it that quality finish touch. All right, so again, with these smaller, delicate pieces, you'll want to kind of use your hands to, you'll get a little ink on your hands, but it's okay, it'll wash off. But yeah, just something to be mindful of. They can be a little bit more delicate. So when I'm inking, I try to be really careful. And then we'll add a little adhesive to just the base of the hat. And we'll add a brim for a pop of color. And there we go. And maybe just a little cute thing here. This is what I have out in the center there. That's cute. Cute. So again, I could add like happy birthday if I want, or something along those lines to kind of spice it up, or just no sentiment. I think it screams birthday, and then of course whatever special meaningful message that you add in the middle will do the trick as well. I'm always surprised what you can create out of your scraps. It's so much fun. And each one just looks different because you're, really assortment of scraps. And the patterns that you choose change the color. I mean, just looking at this little assortment of scraps that I still have left, I could definitely create at least one more card, if not two. And especially because the birthday kit designer templates are perfect sizes for utilizing your scraps. So much fun and an easy way to stash up again on some of those special handmade birthday cards for those in your life that you want to celebrate their special day with. Well, I hope that you were inspired to pull out some of your scraps of paper and to play to create a few birthday cards of your own. And what's always fun about it is that each card just looks completely different, just because of when you change that paper, the look changes as well. And the birthday kit designer template set is the perfect size to really take advantage of those scraps of paper and to turn them into something meaningful. And what more meaningful can you get than a card, a handmade card, to celebrate the people in your lives' birthdays. So I look forward to seeing what you create. Make sure to share it with us in the community. Use #CreateWithKiwiLane and keep playing to create. Take care. Bye now.